Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Antonius Northern. I am the Inclusive Project Manager for the Office of Diversity, Compliance, and Inclusion. Today, we're taking the opportunity to inform some small business community members about some brand new guidance that has come out by the Small Business Administration. I think that is very, very important to us because so many of our businesses inside of the city of South Bend or within our geography are going to be employing less than 20 employees. And so this guidance is very, very specific to you all. In addition to that, I know that many business owners have been looking for assistance and guidance on how they apply for the PPP program. We've also got we've got a local financial institution who is also on the line, who will also be able to share their approach and their process to processing PPP loans. In addition to all of that, I'm proud to share with the community that the Business Assistance Suite from the Office of Diversity, Compliance, and Inclusion is up and running. And so for those of you who are looking and trying to find out, how do I document my business properly? How do I pull together the paperwork that's going to be necessary for my PPP loan or any of the other lending products that have become available during the coronavirus pandemic? I'm very proud to share with you all that we do have both bookkeepers and tax preparation professional service providers on hand in order to support the business community of South Bend. That being said, I'd like to bring on my colleague, Kathy Burnett, and have her share a little bit about some of the guidance that has come out of the SBA. Kathy, of course, works with the Indiana Small Business Development Center here in South Bend, right on Mishawaka Avenue. So Kathy, what's the new guidance?
Thanks for having me on today, Antonius. In addition to working for the ISBDC, I am also a small business owner, so I was excited to see these new guidelines. And what they did was they paused the regular PPP to make sure that smaller shops, less than 20, minorities, have an opportunity to go and apply for the funds. It gives them kind of a more level playing field. It's still not even, but it's more level. No one else can apply until March 9th. So this will last to March 9th. You do have to make sure you have a relationship with a bank. Some people can use their point of sale system like Square. Square offers some, PayPal offers some loans. So, but if you need to have a relationship with a bank, and those are the ones that will push it through. It could take up to a couple of weeks, but as long as you've applied by March 9th, that will help you. The bank decides if you qualify. That is not something that SBDC do, but we can help you with any paperwork that you have. If you didn't get a PPP last year, this would be the first draw for you. So that's what you would apply for. If you did get a PPP last year, you can still apply again. And this time it would be for the second draw. They raised the forgiveness rate to 60%. If you use 6% on payroll costs, then you can get all of that forgiven. So you want to make sure you're documenting that. If you are a sole proprietor, a lot of times you don't have a separate sheet of paper on your tax return. So you may have to fill out a Schedule C just to show the bank what you might have earned from your business, and they'll take that and they'll help you do the calculations that will mean that you could apply for the PPP. Keep your eyes open to see what else is out there. Joe Biden, the President Joe Biden, he's offering some more stuff for small businesses like ours, like mom and pop shops. So make sure you keep your eyes open. Make sure you keep your books in order. If you don't have your documents right now, you need your payroll, you need your receipts for all the different things you've paid. Take advantage of what Antonius said, the Business Assistance Suite. Take advantage of that. And don't do it just for this period for the PPP. You should have this at any time because you don't know when another offering might come up. Also, it kind of helps you make sure your business is running in the most efficient way in case you need to make any changes. All right. Thank you, Antonius.
Thank you. Hi. Can we touch base on? I was able to take a look at some of the guidance that came out of the Small Business Administration, and just wanted to kind of have it corroborated or affirmed by you. In addition to that, to the 20 employees or less, we also have 3 other conditions that have also been altered by the Biden and Harris administration. Is that correct?
They're not three other conditions. I know what you're talking about, women, minorities. That's not really separate. That's just a part of this. This is still the same thing.
Okay.
As
Okay.
long as you have the less than 20 employees, you can go. They will look at the applications they get, and you might be moved up a little bit higher if you have these points. So especially if you're a woman and you're a minority, that might help you get a little bit more traction. I think they did cut back on if you already had debt for your student loans. The credit score is better, so it's a lower credit score. So that will help some people dig up.
Yeah. In addition to that, there's no longer an exclusion for anyone who has a non-fraud felony, which
Right.
is big and significant for those folks who have had their experience with the criminal justice system. One less thing to be continuously punished by, and then also non-citizens are able to apply for PPP assistance using their individual taxpayer identification number. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. That is huge too. And I don't even think that's on the SBA website. It's harder to find that information. So which is why you should work with your Small Business Development Center. We get it direct from the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, who gets it direct from SBA. Like, we don't give money, but we can help you get the forms in order and make sure you have stuff to apply. So get out there right now. Apply as soon as it's over.
And along the same vein, working on getting your applications in, we have our good friend Quentin Phillips. And Kathy, will you please stay on? We'll do a couple of questions, additional questions after this.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Welcome, Quentin. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. How you doing, sir? Thanks for having me.
And it's a pleasure. Quentin works with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union and works with businesses in their business banking area. And he's going to share with us just a quick overview of that PPP application process with one of our local lending institutions. Quentin?
Definitely. Again, thanks for having me, everybody. Again, I'm going to speak directly from the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union standpoint and how we are handling SBA PPP loans. We did it the first round, and we're back at it this second round. What we are having people do this time around is go to our website, which is NotreDameFCU.com. Once you go to that website, there's actually going to be, Antonius, I'm not sure if we want to pull it up here and share it. I can kind of walk them through. I'm not sure if we have that ability right now.
Okay.
But it's a very simple first page. It's an informational page that gets it to our team so that we can go ahead and sort that information out to our team representatives. And what we do is we reach out to the business owner directly by phone. You're going to work with a team member directly to get your information gathered, to put together a full package so that we can push that forward to the SBA to get that verified, get you an SBA number. I'll go ahead and talk about two different lanes here. As you heard Kathy talk about, there's the first time borrower as well as the second time borrower. So once you get to the website here, go ahead and scroll down a little bit for me there, sir. It's basic information from your organization that you're going to fill out there. The organization name, address, who's the authorized signer, who's the business owner, who is the person that's the signatory on the business. And then give us a good contact phone number there. Once you scroll down those few questions that are yes and no, those are highly important that you answer those for us. What we're looking for is, did you apply for the first round? The reason we ask that is because there's two applications that the SBA has for first time and second time. So we want to make sure we get the right application to you. On that next one, are you a Notre Dame commercial member? What that does, that tells us if you have a membership with us or not. If you do not have a membership with us, we will walk you down the steps to obtain membership with the Federal Credit Union, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, so that you can apply. So don't think that if you are not a member of Notre Dame Federal Credit Union at this very moment, that you cannot come to us and get a PPP loan. We will help you obtain membership should you qualify, and then get you in a position to get your application for the PPP loan. That next question down there, with this situation that we're talking about right now, where they kind of stepped aside and we're helping the smaller employee businesses, go ahead and just say no there. If you are bigger, this does not stop you from moving forward in the process. We're going to continue to move all applications forward accordingly. So if you give us all documentation, we have everything that we need to send it to the SBA. We're going to continue to move you forward, but we want to make sure the SBA is really pushing to make sure that those smaller businesses get the attention right now. So, but from the Notre Dame standpoint, we're pushing everybody forward and pushing everybody along. That last yes or no there, demonstrate for the 25% reduction. This is talking about second-time applicants. If you apply for a first-time PPP loan, the SBA wants to see that you had a 25% reduction in your gross receipts. As Kathy mentioned earlier, that can be shown in a Schedule C. That can be shown in a profit or loss statement. If you're a smaller business, you may be able to submit. You can submit us your bank statement, highlighted and notated that this is where my income was at, and this is where I'm showing that reduction. So again, when you get with your rep, that's all I need to show on there, Antonius. Right. Thank you. Once you get with your representative, they're definitely going to walk you through this whole process. It's not going to be like submit your application or submit your information on this portal, wait a long time to hear from somebody, and then what do I do next? Once we get that information, it goes to one person, they disseminate it to our team members, and then we make contact. Most people are making contact within 24 to 48 hours. So go ahead and submit that information. And then, like I said, we give you exactly what you need to get submitted to the SBA. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. If you guys got questions, definitely make sure you're getting those to me. But once what the turnaround time that we've been seeing from once we get a full completed packet that we can send to the SBA is taking about a good, I would say 5 to 7 days. Reason for that is because once we send it to the SBA, they're looking at a lot of the information to make sure there's no fraud taking place. First time around, the reason why we have this special situation now is you had the bigger corporations or those that didn't need the money pulling the money. And so we're trying to avoid some of that information, some of that activity happening now. So the SBA is taking a little bit more time digging into applications, verifying information before they're kicking us the SBA numbers back. Once the SBA number comes back from the SBA to Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, we then do our paperwork internally so that you, the business owner, can sign that documentation and the loan will be held at Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. So if that makes sense, let me just kind of go through it one more time. You go to the portal, put in that initial information. A representative will contact you, tell you exactly what we need to gather from you. If we need to qualify you for membership, or are you a first time or second time applicant, we get you the correct application. Then we help send you a worksheet that you can fill out for us to kind of help show exactly your financials. There's also some documentation that is written out exactly what we need to obtain from you. Once you get us that information back, we send it to our review team. They look over all the information that we provided from the business owner, and they send that to the SBA to obtain a SBA PPP number. Once we get your SBA PPP number, that is where we start to process the internal paperwork to get you the loan to where you can sign on that loan. You're signing on a loan with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, but it is the SBA PPP loan. So a lot of people are understanding how that works. When you go to a financial institution, you're signing with that financial institution and you're working under their process, but it is for the SBA PPP loan. And then your payment will be with us, and then we will just move forward from there. So with that, Antonius, I'll turn it back to you and see if we have any questions on that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to present a couple of hypotheticals. Kathy, please feel free to chime in. And if we can, we'll kind of just have a little bit of dialogue. So one of the tougher components of this process, or I should say one of the tougher populations to get these resources into our small businesses, right? The sole proprietorships of the world. And so one of the things that I wanted to kind of give you guys a hypothetical for both Kathy and Quentin is, what do we do with a sole proprietorship that doesn't yet have a dedicated business banking account?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that from a credit union standpoint. Just what I do in my day-to-day is reach out to businesses. So if you're in that scenario and you're looking for like banking account advice or looking to find out how you can establish a bank account, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, our business team is looking to help businesses that are in that situation. If you don't know how to open up your first bank account or what documentation you need to open up a bank account, that's what we do every day. Even if you well, not in this situation, but when our lobbies were open, you can walk into a branch and say, I just needed to know some information about a business bank account. the people that sit at our desk, they can give you some of the basic information, and then they also will just pass like your either your phone number or email to us so that we can get with you and just talk about your business idea. How long have you been in business? Have you ever had a bank account? What are you looking to do long term? And we kind of walk you through some of those initial steps to see how we can help you at Notre Dame Credit Union.
And does that lack of and thank you for that answer, by the way. But Quentin, does not having a bank account prevent you from being able to apply for a business bank account prevent you from being able to apply for the PPP program itself?
I'll say no from the standpoint of if you've been in business and you can show that you've been in business, basically documenting that you've been in business. That was what Kathy was referring to, that you should be documenting anyway. So if you've been showing that you have a way to show us your how you do your taxes or your profit and loss statements, that's what we're looking for. So I guess it is a yes, because if you're not putting that money anywhere, then we have no way to track that. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. We're definitely with the PPP, we're looking at the financials of the business. But if you're not putting that information, you're not putting that money anywhere, then we're not able to see how that money is being tracked in the business.
For us, I would say it's like both of your questions. We walk you through 10 steps to get your business name, to decide your business structure, to get your EIN, your DBA if you're in St. Joe County and you didn't want to go through the state. If you go through the state, we help you get your LLC or whatever else you want to do. Then we tell you how to get your business bank account. The business bank account is mostly to protect you in case somebody needs to go against the business for something. When you have that separate account, it says this is not a hobby. This is a business, and they go towards the business instead of your own personal assets. Like that's the biggest benefit of having this separate account. And like Quentin said, to track that, to know, okay, here's where the money from the business came in, here's where I spent it, and this is why I have a loss, because this is what's happening. But here's all my paperwork that shows that. I mean, even if it's a spreadsheet, you can keep track of the spreadsheet. You don't have to have QuickBooks. You don't have to have Wave apps. Like you can do that yourself, but you do need to have that paper trail for your own safety. It's really to help you.
And is that something that business owners can furnish? Is for instance, if they're tracking their finances on an Excel document, Quentin, would that be bona fide, or could that be something that you guys could verify?
I've seen it that way for sure. I've seen some that have come across with spreadsheets. I mean, because maybe you are just starting up, you've had enough to be on your own for a few years, but you just haven't gotten to the point of having those services, those professional services that you can pay for. So if you have a way and you could track it and we can verify it through your bank account and that spreadsheet, that's the double edge, and we're meeting in the middle, so we're good.
Okay. And then,
can I say one thing though? Quentin talked
it.
about the fact that we don't get the accounting because it costs money, but there are some serious, like really good financial, we call them fintechs, financial tech companies that are free. Like Wave apps will connect to your bank account and you can do your invoicing, you can collect your money through it, you could set up all your books, and all of that is free. Credit Karma will help you with taxes for free. So there's like things out there that that's kind of what I do for the SBA. So I work with a lot of the retail side of it. And I try to find places where you can go to spend little to no money is what I want you to do, but still, because anything you make should be going back into the business. It's hard to pay yourself at the very beginning. So you're just like spinning it around, but you need to make sure that you're not just spending money to spend money. Like do not get QuickBooks Online when you could get this easier, smaller program until you grow into QuickBooks Online.
And
very good point.
Yep. And are we able to track spending that is done with non-W-2 employees or workers? I should probably use the worker term more appropriately. For folks who are not receiving W-2s, are we able to use that same system of accounting in order to verify that I have spent these dollars on making sure that my staff is taken care of?
Yeah, I've seen some people that have been able to show their, like again, that bank statement. If you have that bank account and you can go through and show us for a year, your monthly statement and highlight exactly, a check number that you cut to this employee. I've seen that. If you're able, let's say it was over a short period of time, but you were able to show, I've seen people send the checks. They don't have a lot of employees, but they send each check that they've sent to that, and we're able to verify it on the bank statement. So it's just really just verifying that you paid it out, funds were used for. And if they're used for exactly what you're applying for, then we shouldn't have any issues with why you can apply for a PPP loan.
If you've done your 2019 taxes, which you should have done by now, you have that Schedule C or Schedule E or S that will have that information on it too. If you are an LLC, especially a single member LLC, which means that it's just you can't be an employee, so you can't get the money that way. So as long as you show on your bank statement, like I just send the money to my personal account from my banking account, like that's all you have to do. Send it from a business account, send it to a personal account, and that'll show you that you've paid yourself that way.
Oh, outstanding. I get that now. Okay. So again, just to restate that, Kathy, you said, well, why don't you go ahead and repeat that once more, because what you just shared is verification of self-payment versus what we were initially talking about, which was, other employee payments. So yes,
I have that too. So I have one part-time employee.
If you could touch on the self-payment.
Okay, so self-payment is what I do is I have it set up as an automatic draw. They're called a draw. I have a degree in accounting, so I might use too many of those terms. Let me know if anybody needs me to explain that. I know that's like just business speak. But if every 2 weeks, something gets sent to my personal account from my business banking account. And that to me is considered a draw. And then I show that because it came across for me from the first PPP when I had to prove that I was giving myself some money in order to get the PPP to cover that aspect of it. I have 1099 workers too. So independent contractors who they're responsible for paying all their own taxes. And you have to give them, if you pay them more than $600, a 1099 NEC, and that has their money on it. So they could use that for their PPP. Like there's like little things like that you can do. That's kind of like a benefit of having two accounts too. That's a benefit for you.
What if, I'm going to give you guys a hypothetical. Say I'm a salon owner and, I've got folks who work for me on a daily basis. And, one person's responsible for sweeping up, cleaning property, decorations and things of that sort. Other one's responsible for washing and preparing hair for clients. And the other one is maybe like my merchandise or package delivery person. Now, again, these are not formal employees. However, I do pay these folks on a regular basis, and the dollar amount is growing in size. But I'm a new business owner, so I don't yet know how to document those expenses. Would I be able to track those payments if I paid them, say, by like Cash App or Zillow?
That's a good question. I know that I get a Venmo statement. I have a Venmo business account, so you could get the business side of those things. So for my Venmo business account, because a lot of people like to pay for books that way, I use my statements from Venmo to do that. So I think if they had something like that, that would work because it's going to show that relationship. They definitely need to keep track of those payments though, because when that person, that the sweeper or whoever applies for their taxes, they got to tell where their money came from. And so you got to show that you spent that money. And that would be great for the PPP.
Yeah, I would agree on that one. It's more about that verification. Again, I've seen people send a number of types of documents, but it's all checked out and we've been able to send it to the SBA and the SBA has verified it. It's really just, can I match A to A? And that's what they're looking at, because when it comes back to on the backside of everything, the money that we sent to you, did you use it for what you said you were using it for?
Copy that. And so that's, and a lot of what we've just been talking about, folks, in case, because it kind of did get a little bit out of order. So we've talked a little bit about how you actually go about applying for the PPP, and now we've kind of gotten into the conversation of tracking expenses for the loans that you might take out. So just want to make sure that there's that point of clarity. So after you've received those dollars, and a lot of folks are concerned, right? They want to know that the monies that they get are forgiven or forgivable, and I think that the comments that we've heard today have kind of, brought some clarity to the situation. I want to take a quick second and just make sure that we don't have any questions in the chat. And then after that, I just want to invite both Kathy to share and Quentin to share some last remarks from Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Indiana Small Business Development Center. Kathy, if you'd like to go first, then Quentin, if you want to share some remarks, and we can go ahead and close out for the day.
Well, the beauty of the Small Business Development Center is that our services are free. As long as you fill out the form that allows the government to pay for this program. Because we are affiliated as a program that the SBA created, we do have some background knowledge that you may not have. In addition to the PPP, if you need to do market research, we do that for you. We help you set up your cash flow. We will tell you, if you send me your profit and loss statements, like Quentin was saying, I can put those in a spreadsheet for you and tell you, then you can see what's happening with that. So whether you're a salon owner or whatever, like everything we do is free. You can meet with me every 2 weeks. You could meet with me once a month. If you just have a quick question, we do all of that from start, even when you have just an idea to you growing your business, come to us and we can help you for free.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Ms. Burnett. Quentin?
Definitely. Well, I am just glad that I am able to always take part in these conversations that the city is putting on to continue to help business owners grow and to continue to help us thrive as a community. Definitely take part in out that. Kathy, I didn't know you guys did all those things, so thanks for sharing that. If I can't help them, I'm sending them your way, so we can continue to keep this ball moving down the field. From the Notre Dame standpoint, don't be afraid to reach out to us. If you cannot get in contact with a financial institution, your institution is not doing PPP, you can't get in touch with anybody, go ahead and reach out to Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. We love to see if we can help you. We want to see if we can get you qualified for that membership and then get you that PPP application put in. Again, we do have that short deadline on this initiative that we talked about today. But again, we think we're going to be able to get more people help even past that deadline. So give us a chance, reach out to us, see if we can help you out. And even if it's beyond PPP, if you're looking for personal memberships, business memberships, reach out to us, see if we can help you out. Antonius, thanks for having me, man, as always.
Yep. I definitely want to thank the Indiana Small Business Development Center and Kathy Burnett for sharing with us today the new guidance from the SBA. I want to thank the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union team and Quentin Phillips for also sharing their process with the PPP program. I want to remind and urge all of our residents that March 9th is the final day for this special exception. March 9th, you have to get in.
By 5 p.m.
Yep. March 9th by 5 p.m. You need to get in that information. In addition to that, I also want to make sure that our small business community is well aware of the resources that are available from the Indiana Small Business Development Center. I want them to also make sure that they're tapping into the local financial institutions, not just the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union team, but also the other financial institutions that are around this community. Lastly, is the Diversity and Inclusion Business Assistance. If you are looking for assistance with legal assistance, you want to get your business on solid ground and you want it to be formally recognized as a business, you want to get registered with the Secretary of State, please make sure that you connect with us. And that is very, very easy to do. You can actually just type in the Business Assistance Suite on the City of South Bend's homepage. If you need some assistance with bookkeeping or tax preparation, we have that assistance available to you. If you need some assistance with business coaching, we have that assistance available to you. If you need help with getting certified as any type of XBE firm, that's a women business enterprise, that's a minority business enterprise, veteran business enterprise, airport concession business enterprise, those things are also available through our Business Assistance Suite program. And we also offer financial coaching from some of the local financial institutions as well, just to get you prepared for your first business your first business lending experience. It would be a pleasure to be able to provide these services to all of the residents of this community, but these services are going to be available on a first come, first serve basis in alignment with as long as your business or program is aligned with the goals of our program. It's again a great opportunity. I just want to remind you guys once more, March 9th by 5 p.m. You need to get in your applications. You need to connect with the financial institution. You don't have to just connect with a brick and mortar financial institution. There's Cabbage, there's Lendio, there's a host of online credit unions that have also worked out agreements with the SBA in order to make sure that they can assist you with that. And with that being said, I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. And we are hopeful that you guys in the business community remain resilient and understand that you guys are the lifeblood of this community. So thank you guys very, very much.